Having a standout brand identity is a key thing when you're in business, and it is important. But I know how often this can really hold new coaches back when starting their business and feeling like it needs to be perfect before they can start putting themselves out there. And if you don't have the budget to work with a professional designer, you're doing it yourself, that can cause a lot of decision overwhelm and take a lot of time tinkering and tweaking to try and create something perfect, especially if designing is out of your comfort zone and out of your normal skill set. So today I really want to talk about how to approach creating a brand identity for your coaching business when you're just starting out. So you've got something that you feel really proud of that aligns with who you are as a coach, with what you want to create with your coaching business, so that you don't have to feel like you need to hold back on putting yourself out there, putting content out there, putting your business out there, because you've got something that you feel proud to showcase. And I'm going to teach you a way to do that in 4 simple steps. Hello, and welcome to the Life First Business podcast. I'm your host, Leonie, and I'm all about helping new coaches like you create life first businesses you love, by building out the key foundations you need for an easeful and joyful business that supports both your wealth and your well-being goals. One where you get to make an impact doing what lights you up and helping others. We talk about the strategies, the systems, and the mindset you need to make your coaching business work for you. So let's dive. Okay, so how to create a brand identity for your coaching business without the designer price tag. As I said, I know this can be a common struggle for coaches. I hear it a lot that, I want to create a brand that looks really professional, but I don't know where to start and I don't have the budget. And should I spend the money on a brand designer? I would argue that in the early stages of your business, the priority should be on upskilling yourself in the area of business and putting it into tools and software and things to help you run your business. If you've got budget left over after investing in those things, then a brand designer could be a great way to spend that money. But also I would say that you really want to have a really, really clear idea of what the future of your brand is going to be, so that you're making that investment at the right time. And if you do it too soon, before you're really, really clear on, where things are going, if you're investing in a brand, you want it to be something you're going to use for, 2, 3, 4, 5 years even. So making sure that the strategy behind it is really, really clear and nailed down before you invest is a good idea. And I know many, many brand designers will work with you on that, and that's their skill set, is working with you on that. But you do need some time in your business sometimes before that can come clear, even for someone else to pull it out. So I think there's a big benefit in working for a while, getting your feet under the table of your coaching business and settling into it and having a really clear vision on where you want to take it, which can sometimes change in the early months of your business. Once you've started working with clients, things can develop a bit. So if you are someone who wants to invest the budget you've got into upskilling yourself, getting software and tools, and you don't have the budget left for a designer, you can create something amazing on Canva. And we're so lucky with the tools and things that we have at our disposal nowadays as business owners. But I know if you don't have a background in design, if design isn't, naturally part of your skill set, that can feel quite overwhelming. And you go through the templates and you can feel like there's so many different options. Where do I even start? You start creating something, then you're like, suddenly this doesn't look very good. And it can be a real time suck, and it can hold you back from putting yourself out there. So if you're going to DIY it, here are 4 steps that you really want to be focused on. And the first one is to make sure that you're creating something that's cohesive and that communicates clearly what you're all about, where you are at the moment, what you feel about your coaching business at the moment, what you feel about who you are as a coach at the moment, and the experience you want to create for your clients. That's what you want to be bringing out in your brand. So making sure the things that you choose in terms of colors and fonts and a logo are speaking to your ideal client about who you are and what your coaching business is all about. Start with those colours and think about how that represents the kind of business that you want to create. Think of some of those words that come to mind when you're thinking about your business. Think of some of the core values that you want to underpin your business, and really try to visualize what colours represent what you're thinking about. That's the kind of brand strategy that you want to be underpinning when you're selecting colours and fonts and logos. But the second thing is making sure technically it all works together. So when you've got a set of colours that you're using, and typically 5 is a good number. So you've got some darker colours, some lighter neutral colours, and an accent colour. You want to make sure there's enough contrast between those darker colours and those light colours, so that when you're overlaying text on a dark background and when you're overlaying darker coloured text on a light background, that there's enough contrast and it's easy to read and it's legible. And the same thing with fonts. So you want to be selecting your title font, so the font that you use for titles on your website or titles on your presentations and things like that, and then a body font that you use for your paragraphs. And then you can choose an accent font, which might be like a handwritten font, which you can just use sporadically around your designs to pull out different key things, or to look like your signature at the bottom of an email and things like that. So those 3 fonts, you want to make sure, again, that they all work well together and they tie in with that brand strategy that you're talking about in terms of the look and feel and the values that you've got underpinning your business. But again, also that they're legible and that they read nicely on the page as well. And then once you've got your fonts and your colours, you want to create a nice simple logo. If your coaching business is your name, which is a great idea if you're a personal brand, using those fonts that you've selected to nicely curate a simple logo. If you're DIYing it, do not try to do anything fancy and complicated. Keep it nice and simple and streamlined and slick. That's going to be your best bet of creating something that looks good. Brand designers can do bespoke things with the fonts and with the logo and make something really, really unique. But for now, if you're doing it yourself, don't try to overcomplicate it. Don't try to make it really fancy, because it'll end up likely getting too complicated and getting too messy. Keep something simple but in line with your brand. That would be my suggestion. And then your last step that you want to do is start pulling together example imagery that goes with those brand colors, those brand fonts that you've selected, so that you've got inspiration for when you are using stock imagery, or you are taking photos of yourself, or you are capturing things to put on your website or in your social media. It all has a nice cohesive look. So you want to be pulling out some of those tones and colors from your brand identity in the imagery, so that everything ties together and it all looks cohesive. And creating a collection for yourself using, the Canva stock imagery, using websites like Unsplash, where you can get really good free stock photography, but making sure it all has a cohesive look to it. And some of those tones and colors that you've chosen in your branding are incorporated into your imagery. So once you've been through all those elements and you've pulled a brand lookbook together that all works cohesively together, you can just keep updating any templates you use in Canva with those selections, those color selections, those font selections, and imagery that's in line with it and looks like the brand mood board that you've pulled together, that everything has consistency and it all works well together and communicates the right message to your ideal clients. A lot of this won't be new to you, and you'll be like, yes, Leonie, I understand that, but I'm still finding it really difficult. I know I need to create something that looks in line with my brand. So I have put something together for you to use, and you can click through the link in the show notes to see more about it and see some examples of those different kinds of mood boards and brand books and how they communicate something really different for each coach, for each example coach. So click through that link and have a look at the web page for this kit that I've put together for you to use, and see those different brand lookbooks, and that will show you immediately. This is a visual thing, so I want you to see the visuals of how pulling together the right colors, fonts, imagery, logos tells a completely different story, but in a really simple 4-step way. So this kit at the moment is only $37, and it's going to save you so much time in creating a brand that looks professional to your ideal clients exactly the way you want it to, and that you can have it done in a matter of a couple of hours. The kit starts with a quiz, a 10-question quiz, all about your business, all about your coaching style, all about what you want to create for your clients and with your clients, to help you determine a specific brand theme. Then within each of those themes in the kits, there's a number of different color options for you to choose from, and they're all curated so that they work well together. And you can just make a choice between the 6 for each theme. So you know what theme you are, and then there's 6 different color options for that theme. You can choose the one that feels most aligned for you, which you feel, oh, maybe I'd wear clothes that are in that color. Maybe I already feel drawn to those colors. Then there's just 6 different options, and they all go with that theme, but you can pull out the one that you feel most drawn to. And then on the next page, there are fonts for that theme, which are all selected and curated so that they work together in a set. So you can choose one of the sets, again, the one that you like most, and then you can update the logo, and there's a training in the kit that talks you through how to update the logo so it works for your name or for your business name, and then an icon. So you have your main logo, and then you have an icon, smaller logo. And that's all there for you. And then there's a template for a brand book or a brand kit for you to pull that together. And the training video talks you through exactly how to find the right imagery to go with your brand kit and choose things that work for your business. Also in that kit are all the different kind of logo files that you need, because I know that technical side of things can really intimidate people. And so all the different templates for logos. So again, it might take you maybe 45 minutes or an hour to copy in all your logos into the right different file types and download them. So you've got a folder of all the file types of all the sizes of logos that you might need in your business for various applications. And then if you want to, you can upload those back into Canva and add them to your brand kit if you're using Canva Pro. So it's a really, really streamlined 4-step process for you to create a brand that feels totally unique to you, which perfectly communicates to your ideal client what you're all about, who you are. Go onto that page and look at the different examples, and you'll see exactly how that one kit has created completely different looks for 4 different coaches. You can see those examples there. It is a low-cost product. I've made this as cheap as possible, so it doesn't come with any extra support or coaching from me. But as someone who has a background in design, and I've created the brand identity for 2 businesses, and people still ask me, oh, who did your branding? And, I did it myself. So I've used my experiences and my knowledge to create something really simple for you. If any of you who have worked with me before, I like to make things as simple as possible. I like to give steps and break things down into simple actions. So just 4 steps to create your brand identity in a couple of hours. Have it all there for you on Canva. It's going to save you so much time, and you're going to have something that you feel really proud to showcase, and you feel excited about showing off your business. So dive in there, have a look at the webpage so you can see what it's all about. And if you do jump in and create your brand from that kit, please send it to me or tag me and show me what you create. As I said, there's 120 different combinations that are possible with this kit. So you're definitely going to be able to create something really unique from it. And then obviously you'll be updating it for your business name, your name as a coach, and your own imagery. So it's going to be completely unique and it's going to look stunning. So I'm so excited for you to dive into that. As I said, it's just $37. So treat yourself for your business as a little pre-Christmas gift and have your brand identity all sorted for the new year. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. Okay, I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great week.